Why was it that God created Adam alone instead of just making them together, Adam and Eve? And then also, why did he create them differently? Why did he bring her from the earth also, just like he did Adam from the dust of the ground?
So Nasa Odin B'Tsalmenu is translated, usually translated correctly, and let us create man in our image. What's happening here? Well, if we read the rest of the passage, um, man is given dominion over the sea, the birds, of all the creations of the earth. Haroimes al haaretz, that are upon the earth. Who's God talking? Let us. That means man, unlike everything else, seems to be binary, which means he's made up of not only the earth, what all other animals are, but he's also created from the divine spark that God is going to breathe into him. We're going to zoom in closer on the creation of man in chapter 2. Chapter 1 is the creation, that God is sovereign, he's the creator. And chapter 2 is now going to go back and going to zoom in really tight and is only interested in man, fish, animals, marine animals, land animals. None of these things will be of any interest any longer in the Bible. That's it. We're done with that. Okay. They come up, they're mentioned, but they're of no longer any interest unless it relates to mankind. Okay. How did God create man? Well, as it turns out, he took both the substance that everything else is made of. As it turns out, we are all made of clay, meaning the dust of the earth, which is the stuff that the stars are made out of. That's what we're made out of. But then, so that's one part. But then there's the stuff that is immortal, divine. God breathed into the nostrils of man. That's so. Therefore, man is created by two things. He's created by both the physical, like all other animals, but as it turns out, is of the many species in the world and land and marine animals, there's not one other that ever believed in God. Why? Because they're not created in the image of God. You follow? So man, the first man, was created of both the physical and the spiritual. So he's almost summoning the angels and summoning the earth and said, let us make man in our image. And man is a reflection of both. That's why we're given sovereignty, therefore, over all other life in the world. It's a very interesting passage if you go to how is Eve created. So if we go to chapter 2, we see there that it's very interesting. When God created woman, it doesn't say that he created her. Rather, he built her. Totally different world, a completely different world. God, and look at verse 22. It's very intriguing. This will show us to you. So the woman is made from the side of a man, right? That means Adam existed, and the woman is taken from him, from his side, when God put him to sleep. Look at the word there in Hebrew. Vayiven Hashem Elikim es hatzelo, and Hashem created from the side, the rib, Asher lo kach min Adam, which he took from the man, Leisha for the woman. So it says there, Vayiven. Why doesn't it say that God created Eve rather than built her? Well, the answer is that Adam was created from the breath of God and the clay, but that's not how Eve was created. Eve was built from what pre-existed. So we don't have any of this language for Eve. Now, we're going to be told in a couple of chapters later that both Adam and Eve were Adam, right? But Eve is really created from Adam. Adam had everything that was needed for a woman. So that's why this kind of language is going on. I can go further. I don't want to overwhelm you, but in fact, gives us insight into that man is limited. He is both physical and spiritual, and God breathed into his nostrils. And this is where a sense where our memory is locked into, and we are both. When it comes to Eve, there's no, if you notice there's no plural. When it comes to all the other creations, there's no plural. So Nasa Adam B'Tsalmenu is plural, because look what Adam is made of. We just don't find out about it by Genesis 1:26. We have to go into Genesis chapter 2 to see what Adam alone is created of. Now, why does God create Adam alone, whereas he created everything else, male and female, immediately? So that man will want a helpmate, that man will understand the whole world was created for him alone. So there are many, he could have filled the world with people, he didn't. As he filled the oceans with fishes, he didn't do that when it came to man. Man, everyone, no one could say that my ancestor is greater than yours. So there are many theological reasons why HaKadosh Baruch Hu built, but I would just encourage you to contrast Genesis 1:26 with Genesis 2, verse 22.
Hey guys, I decided that on all of the shorter videos that are anywhere from 5 minutes to 15, 30 minutes, I'm going to add an extended blank session at the end so that I can live stream them, because I'm getting a lot of messages from people that they're missing the actual live interaction chat, the chat room. So by doing this, they won't all be the same length of extended plays, but this will be benefiting everybody who really does enjoy the YouTube chat. So you'll see just an image at the end, and then just a lot of silence for another 10 to 15 minutes. So you guys can log off whenever you want to, but this will give you guys plenty of time to finish up your chat messages. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.
If you enjoy this channel and the content, and it has changed your life, or perhaps the life of a loved one or a close friend, would you please consider supporting this work? You can click this link and it'll take you directly to my website with the donate button. Or there's a Patreon link and a mailing address for snail mail if you would prefer. If you do donate, please do me a favor and leave me a phone number where I can contact you and thank you properly. I hope you all have a wonderful 2025. Shalom.